What's up, my dudes? Boys, we got some pretty big news here. Supposedly, apparently, talk on the town, word on the street, heard it through the grapevine. Tomac will be leaving Star Racing Yamaha because they didn't expect Tomac to race next year, and they apparently got all of their money towards Cooper Webb. So, yeah, that's what sort of been going around right now, like on PulpMX. I've heard a couple of people talking about it. I follow quite a few of these different, moto news dudes on social media. That seems to be, Tomac's really trying to race in 2025, and he's basically looking for a team right now, or he's going to have to take a lot less money on Star Yamaha if he stays there for 2025, or they're going to have to figure out something else type shit. So, yeah, I thought this was worthy of making a video on, just the fact that we didn't even know if Tomac was going to be racing outdoors this year. There's been some talks he might race some MXGP rounds. I don't know about all that. I do think Tomac is just going to race all of outdoors this year, and he's going to come back next year and race all of next year, Supercross and outdoors. That's kind of what it's seeming like right now. Of course, this is all up in the air. None of it's confirmed, So, I don't know for sure, you know what I'm saying? For show, Spency Boy don't know, but a lot of these, early prediction sort of, things that PulpMX talks about turns out to actually be true. So, this just kind of seems like one of those things here, but it all makes sense when you think about it, because they weren't even expecting Tomac to be really even racing in 2024. After the injury and all that, and then it was kind of like Tomac just decided that he was going to race, come back and race. They certainly wasn't really planning for Tomac 2025, and the fact that they have two, really big time, big name, multi-champions on one team, that's kind of crazy, kind of unheard of. Typically, you have a, top dog, and then you have, a B-tier level dude on a team type shit. Normally that's how it is. I was just thinking Star Yamaha being the powerhouse that it is right now, I was like, shit, I guess they can just afford both of them, right? But apparently it seems to be getting to a point here where they're going to have to do something, or Tomac is going to have to go somewhere else. Then that opens up the door of where the hell is he going to go? Where would he even go at this point? I have no idea. Some people are thinking he's going to go back to Cowie, because obviously Cianciarulo is leaving there, but a lot of people thought Prado was going to take that spot. I don't really know how that would work out, but Anderson, let's just keep it real, he's not really been doing a whole lot on that bike. I know he just got a podium, but there really ain't a whole lot going on over there at Cowie right now. I can't really see Tomac going to KTM. That would just look goofy as shit. I just couldn't imagine him going to a totally different bike like that. Obviously, you have both of the Lawrence bros on Honda, so he's not really going to go over there, I feel like. Both of them boys are going to be there for at least the next 2 or 3 years. So, there really ain't a whole lot of other options out here when you sit down and think about it. It's either Tomac goes back Cowie, which is kind of crazy to even think about, because he spent all this time learning this Star Yamaha, and maybe he will stay on Yamaha, you know what I mean? This could all just be sort of we thought he wasn't going to be able to stay on there. We thought he wasn't going to be able to get paid. Maybe he just takes a lower cut of money, or somehow they figure out within the team to make it all work, and he stays on Star Yamaha for 2025. All that's still certainly possible, but just interesting to hear this, because that does all kind of make sense when you think about it, but it is kind of in a way damn near pretty much confirming Tomac will be trying to race in 2025. He's trying to get the deal lined up, right? So definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys think's going to happen here. I don't even know, bro. I just wanted to let some of y'all boys in on this that might not have necessarily known some of these things. But yeah, I think we're definitely seeing, Tomac star Yamaha for outdoors and probably like the Super Motocross rounds. I just feel like he's going to do that just because he's never done that. He didn't get the chance to do it last year. And the fact that Tomac's riding decent enough where it's like, I feel like he could go to outdoors this year and not just get like completely embarrassed. I mean, obviously Jet Lawrence is, but Tomac wasn't even out there last year, nor was Cooper Webb for all the rounds, nor was Chase Sexton for all the rounds. So I certainly do think Jet Lawrence, if all them boys are out there from round one and they're there till the bitter end, I think Jet Lawrence has another challenge on his hands than what he had last year for outdoors for show. But yeah, I think Tomac might as well go out there and race outdoors, but he may like only race Supercross in 2025 but that was kind of my deal when I started talking about, Tomac's on his farewell season, or he's not going to be the same Tomac. It's one thing if Tomac just randomly decides now that he's going to race for, multiple years, then that changes the whole conversation. That changes the whole thing around it. You know what I mean? In the sense of like, Tomac was already kind of talking about him being on his way out like 2 years ago. So it's almost as if his Achilles injury, it was either going to go one of two ways, you know what I mean? It was going to like end his career right then and there, or it was going to do like a total, almost like gave him the break that he needed type shit. Y'all boys have heard like Villapoto talk about that before. If he would have had another injury, might would have gave him a break, might would have made his career last longer or whatever. That may be exactly what's happened to Tomac here. Maybe fired him up a little bit, and he may go race for another 2 or 3 years. And if that's the case, then you do have that potential of seeing like the real championship contending Tomac, because he's going to actually have that time in the off season to get himself fully back to that level since having the ruptured Achilles injury. He just simply didn't have enough time, I feel like. And he's still Tomac, and he's still bad to the bone, and he's still beast mode here and there. Oh, that fucking rut. Sometimes on reflex, it'll just take you down, bro. Oh, man, I hate when it does that. Like, it just barely grabs your knee. Like, you literally don't even wreck, but it, like, grabs your knee. Shit stupid. But, yeah, so in that case, if Tomac decides he wants to, try to come on, make a 2025 sort of run, then yes, that is a year that you could see Tomac really be back at his full potential, really go head-to-head with Jet Lawrence. What is going on, bro? All of a sudden can't go through a rut. But let me try not to rupture my Achilles, boys. Hold on. Hold the phone. But yeah, like what a lot of y'all boys thought that Tomac was gonna be this year, or what you expected him to be this year, that's actually more like what he could be next year. It's basically what I was saying, like, and that's what gets into all that with the, I just didn't think Tomac was going to try to race for multiple more years here. But obviously him doing that, it is going to totally open up that door for a real, seeing the real championship contending Tomac come back, the real Tomac comeback. It wasn't ever going to happen in 1 year or less than a year. After having an Achilles injury like that, ruptured Achilles, it was going to take stacking together multiple years. A lot of times that's what it takes after a big injury. It takes stacking together years and years and years. You've kind of seen it out of Roxon a little bit, Sometimes it takes some time to get that same sort of wicked level back that they had, that them to be, and not be just like have it here and there, kind of like Tomac has had this year. He'd have it more consistently next year, and we'd all love to see that battle between the real Tomac and Jet Lawrence. That's not what you saw this year. That is something you could see next year, though. But depending on what bike Tomac's on, that's kind of crazy. I don't know. Can't see him going to like Husky or one of those other. I just can't see him doing that for shit. Would that be crazy if Tomac went to like the same team that Roxon's on? Be like Tomac in his younger days, you know what I mean? But that just seems weird to me. I mean, I guess that's possible that Tomac goes to kind of like a weird little team like that. I don't know, man. But yeah, talk on the town though is Tomac, he's looking for 2025 rides, and supposedly Star Yamaha's got that money kind of locked up with Cooper Webb right now. So that's the news. That's the info. We'll see how all this shit pans out. I don't know. Tomac could change his mind tonight, and all this would change. He could say, fuck it, I'm done after Supercross, and, you know, that's obviously still possible, you know what I mean? So we just have to keep those doors open here. Don't get your hopes up too much, but it does seem like, you know, we all been wondering, is he going to race outdoors? Is he going to race next year? From what we're hearing from PulpMX and whatever his credible news source is, right? It seems as if we will be seeing Tomac for outdoors, and at least 2025, could even be more. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, this could kind of charge Tomac into another 2-3 year sort of deal here, which is possible, very possible. Kind of crazy they would, Star Yamaha would, you know, just kind of lose Tomac like that, but sometimes the money be that way if you got two major champions like that on your team at the same time. I could see Tomac going back Cowie for sure, but that's about the only other place I could see him going. I mean, that would be so crazy if he went like Husky. I just can't even, I don't know, I just can't even like picture it. Certainly not KTM. No way is he going to try to go learn that shit. No way, bro. No way, bro. So, either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. I'll see y'all boys on that next one later, dude. Y'all better be drinking that tea. You know what it is.